Productivity is defined as the measure of the efficiency of a person in converting inputs into useful outputs. Sounds simple, right? If you are watching this video, you probably need some sort of advice in boosting your productivity, whether it be to do better in school, grab the promotion you've been working so hard for, or having just simply more quality time with your family. Whatever your reason is, the following tips will definitely help you achieve a more productive day. First one is to list everything down. Now, by everything, I mean everything that you are thinking of that requires you to take some sort of action. This is the method popularized by David Allen in his best-selling book, Getting Things Done. The idea is to free your mind of all your to-do items so that they are recorded externally in whatever way you choose. This makes it easier to visualize and assess all your tasks and ensure that nothing slips through the cracks. We will not be discussing the full GTD method in this video though, as I will be creating a video dedicated to just that at a later date. Another benefit of listing everything down is you get to create mini goals for yourself, whether it be on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Ticking a to-do item once you have completed it gives you that sense of satisfaction and motivates you to do more. These small wins are what's important to carry you on through your day because they give you a feeling of progression, no matter how small it is. This then becomes a snowball effect, accomplishing task after task, making you go through your list faster than you normally would. You might be worried about running out of things to do, but once you actually try this method, you will realize that you will never run out. Whether it be a new hobby you want to get into, learning a new skill, or a new language, there's a lot of things you can do that you just haven't thought of yet. The second thing that will make you more productive is to exercise regularly. Now this might actually sound cliche, but aside from providing you a ton of other benefits, exercising regularly actually boosts your productivity as well. Now, why is that? Below are some scientific facts that support this. In 2008, J.C. Colson, Jim McKenna, and M. Field did a study between the relationship of exercising at work and work performance. In their controlled experiment, they were able to get 201 volunteers, 67% of which are females, and the mean age of all participants was 38.2 years. The result, as expected, people who exercised showed an increase in their mood, which in turn showed an increase in their performance and productivity in work. In another scientific study, the Department of Earth Science at the University of Georgia proved that short bursts of exercise actually increases your brain's capacity to process information, as well as retain them. There are a lot more scientific studies relating to exercise and increase in productivity, and essentially all of them have something in common. To put it simply, whether this manifests physically or intellectually, in the end they have the same effect. Exercise gives you a huge boost in energy, and at the end of the day, the more energy you have, the more you are going to accomplish. The next step is to understand the concept of time blocking. Most of us are probably not familiar with the term time blocking yet, so let's define it first. Time blocking is the process of scheduling out your entire day, regardless of how small or insignificant the task is. This may include personal time, meals, prayer, brainstorming, phone call, your family, and even just idle time. What time blocking does is it gives structure to your day or week. Ideally, you use this in conjunction with our first tip, which is to list everything down. What you need to do is to look at your task list, pick one, and put it as a schedule in your calendar. Not only were you able to ensure that you are giving time for that task, it also documents your workday, work week in detail, After a couple of weeks, you will be able to see patterns and whether your allocation is effective for the tasks you currently have. You then tweak it little by little, and as a result, your productivity increases as well. Having personal and idle time blocked off also ensures that you are not overworking yourself. Most people equate productivity with doing actual work with every available time that you have. This is actually counterproductive, as you will just push yourself into exhaustion by doing this. Being productive requires you to be in a very focused and energetic stage. Being overworked will surely not help. Time blocking gives you a sense of completion, even if you did not finish a specific task. Let's say you are writing a 1500-word report and you know for certain that it would take you about 6 hours to complete it. However, you know from experience that writing for 6 hours straight is not productive for you, since in order to overcome writer's block, you need to step back for a bit, reflect, relax, and then come back again to writing. This is where time blocking works to its full effect, as what I would do is to time block 4 90-minute chunks spread out into 2 days. This ensures that I have enough time to write my paper, and at the same time not get burned out doing it. It also tells me that even though the actual task is incomplete after the first 90-minute chunk, I have already completed a certain portion of it and I'm working towards my goal. There is actually a lot more about time blocking that can be discussed, but I will dedicate a separate video to discuss that in detail. Our fourth tip is learning to delegate or outsource. There are only 24 hours in a day. Depending on the person, 4 to 8 hours of it will be dedicated to sleep, a certain portion to travel time, preparing to go to work, and other things. At the end of the day, an average person would probably just have about 14 to 16 hours to work with. When you know you are working with a finite resource, in this case time, you have two options: make the most of it or somehow find a way to multiply it. The 3 tips mentioned above focus on maximizing your personal time already. So in order to be more productive, you should learn to stop doing things that others can actually do for you. Freeing yourself up from these tasks will make sure that you have time to do things that are more important, or things that only you can personally do yourself. There is a question on the cost of delegating or outsourcing your tasks though, as unless you really have some really close friends or relatives, these tasks that you are thinking of delegating will cost you money. The easy thing to do here is to think about how much you value your time. To cite an example, let us say you are paid $20 an hour by your regular job. If someone will do a task for you for $10 an hour, then consider it a good deal. Not only did you find someone to do something for you, freeing up that much needed time, but you also get a bargain. Now, the example I mentioned above probably simplifies this by too much, as there might be some tasks that are worth a lot more, but if it lets you do things that are more important for you, then maybe it's worth the cost after all. There you have it. I hope you picked up something from this video. These are things that I'm personally doing myself to ensure that I'm having the most productive day possible. If you have other things that make you productive throughout the day, I'd like to hear it in the comments below. If this video has somehow helped you in some other way, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button to help the channel grow even more. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.